Oh, no, I don't like you this week. Get on that bench. Oh, I'm going to put you in my lineup. Hey, everybody. It's time for the Fantasy Forecast. Producer, hit that button. Welcome to another edition of Fantasy Forecast with Grindberg and bigz. I am bigz. He is Grindberg. Schultzy's in the building. This is our Week 10 Sits show, and we aren't fantasy receipts, but we might know who is. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good, man, and that is all the talk of the town. Who is fantasy receipts? And
it's me.
Oh, Schultzy, shut it. That's why we had you locked in Nunavut, or that was me. Or was it me, bigz? Who knows?
I don't know. I'm so confused. All I know is that it's not Kev Massaragian.
Exactly. All right, guys. Unless. Oh my God, that's a devious plan. Anyways, boys, we're headed into Week 10, and things are heating up again because it's always hot here on the forecast, and we're ready to give everybody their sit options for the week. Some matchups that probably don't align with these star-studded lineups that we're talking about here, and there's some guys on our rosters here that we're looking to sit this week, and bigz, you're going to start us off with one of your guys.
I am. This week, I am sitting Chris Olave. Now, there are a lot of layers to this onion. Number one being that he's going up against Carolina, and Carolina is murder against wide receivers. I've said it on a number of different podcasts that we've had when we talk about sits. Carolina is good. They suppress wide receiver fantasy points at a high level. He also just lost his running mate, Rashid Shaheed. Now, Chris Olave can be utilized in a deep mode, but really that was Rashid Shaheed's job. Rashid, run down the field as fast as you can. And with the defense trying to track Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave works underneath. This is going to bring the safeties down closer to Chris Olave. He's going to see a lot more bracketing. He's going to see a lot more zone coverages that he has to work his way through where guys are going to be right on him. This is not good for a rookie quarterback in Tyler Shuck to try and navigate these sophisticated NFL defenses and look for his first read guy, Chris Olave. He's not going to be open a lot. This opens up things for Juwan Johnson. Alvin Kamara is he's not a threat out of the backfield as he used to be. So this kind of shuts down the already terrible New Orleans defense. I had high hopes for Chris Olave coming into the season. He's comported himself well considering the team around him. And I still think he has some good games ahead. It's just not this week against Carolina.
Yeah, Schultzy, what do you got to say about that? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Shuck stinks. That's the big one here. And one of the big reasons Carolina is so good against receivers is because they can get pounded on the ground, and no reason to let off the run game if it's working.
Yeah, agreed. Now I'm going to get into one of my sits, and I'm going to take a page out of bigz's book. I'm going to cheat a little bit here. Yeah, I know. I'm going to go with a cheater. I'm going to go with the backfield here, if you will. And I'm just going to go with the Arizona Cardinals backfield as a whole. There was some rumblings that maybe Trey Benson may make his return off the IR. He hasn't practiced yet, so I'm not holding my breath for him to come in. Even if he did, I'm not liking what I see here. So what do we got left here on the bone is what? Bam Knight, Amari DeMarcado. I'm not sure this is going to work out whatsoever. And when you're facing the third ranked, run defense in the NFL, only allowing 78 yards per game in the Seahawks, this is going to be a really long day altogether for the Arizona Cardinals running back room, but also, just that team in general. I think it's going to struggle big time in this one. If Trey Benson returns or Bam Knight is filling in again, or whoever it is in that backfield, DeMarcado or even Michael Carter, if you will, he got cut and he's back in there. So we'll see what happens, but not happening for me against the Seattle Seahawks. What do you guys think about that?
Same.
Yeah. It's a tough one. Schultzy, what do you got for your sit?
Yeah, I mean, technically going out of the same page here because I'm also telling you to sit an Arizona Cardinal, and it's Marvin Harrison Jr. He's wide receiver 31 so far, and I get he had a nice game last week with Jacoby Brissett. He caught 7 balls on 10 targets, 96 yards and a touchdown. Best game of the season. Hopefully we can get some of that going with Jacoby Brissett instead of Kyler here. And I think the big one here is you hit it, man. The Seattle defense is just good. They're also bottom third in the league against wide receivers fantasy points allowed. They're bottom third in yards, just overall yards. They're tied for 4th in sacks, 2nd in QB hurries, tied for 4th in interceptions. It's just a really good defense. And they're on the Cardinals are on the road in Seattle. It's a really tough place to play, especially when the Seahawks are good. They are good. And I think it's going to be a tough sledding game for the Cardinals overall.
Hard agree.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Rashid Shaheed will do in the Seattle offense. Back with Clint Kubiak, and Sam Darnold is looking like he's the most accurate deep ball passer in the league right now, and the stats prove it. So this relationship could turn into something even longer term as well. So excited to see what happens there. Now, Biggs, what do you got as your spotlight sit of the week?
Schultzy, close your eyes and plug your ears.
Run the video.
Is it true that Travis Etienne has seen the Houston Texans already this year? Yes. And is it true that he had a double-digit fantasy performance against the Houston Texans at home, finishing as RB21, which would definitely put him in the RB2 or flex position? This week, I don't have the faith that I need in Travis Etienne to put him into my lineup in my most important league. I'm putting him on the bench. There are a couple of things that I have seen over the last couple of weeks. Number 1, Bashal Tutin getting a lot of looks. Number 3, there are 2 things. Number 1, Bashal Tutin getting Number 2, LeQuint Allen Jr. is a force in the pass blocking game. That means on passing downs, Jacksonville Jaguars can pull Travis Etienne off the field if they know that they're going to pass. They just made the trade for Jacoby Myers. Questionable to play this week is Brian Thomas Jr. That means that we're looking at an offense that's going to be brand new Jacoby Myers, Parker Washington, some banged up tight ends, and there's not going to be a lot of room for Travis Etienne. If I am the offensive coordinator of Liam Cohen's Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm going to make this a Travis Etienne showcase game because there aren't very many other options. However, if I'm a Houston Texans defense, I'm going to know that, and Travis Etienne isn't going anywhere but my bench.
Yeah. And Schultzy, plug your ears again because it's coming in hot here for you as a Jaguars fan here. After a pretty good week for you, I'd say, getting Jacoby Myers, but I mean, that is that's a plea for help. I'm not sure they were really in the market to get a wide receiver until you see all the banged up action that's happening right now. And then you compile this, and one of my sits of the week, if he even gets into the lineup, is Brian Thomas Jr. because that bummed ankle, we're not sure the severity of it, low, high grade. We're not sure, but the injury is keeping him out of practice, and he hasn't practiced Wednesday, Thursday in the open stages of practice. He wasn't there, so not looking good for him. And if he does get in there, he's in a nightmare matchup to me, on the road against Houston, one of the stingiest secondaries. And if he's active, that could be on a pitch count too. So they'll probably looking to get Jacoby Myers involved, and Parker Washington is clearly emerging. And sneak peek at our next episode, I think somebody's got one of these guys as a start. So tough matchup, but I'm not looking to start Brian Thomas at all if he does play.
I love how you're like, sit the Irish Air Force and Jim Brown, who's dead. John Mike. I hope those calls don't come back to haunt you.
All right, go ahead. Schultzy.
All right, man. I'm going to go for Breece Hall. And It really sucks that he didn't get traded. Like, we all needed that. The fantasy world needed Breece Hall on the Kansas City Chiefs. Not that real football world needed that, but the fantasy world needed that. And all the Breece Hall shareholders needed that. But he's clearly disgruntled. He clearly wanted to get traded, and let's see how that affects his performance down the stretch here. Now, he's a pro, and every time you step on that field is a chance to put your talent on display and on film. And like, that kind of goes to the whole tanking argument. Is like, it just doesn't happen like that because these guys have to put on good film to make money down the road. And Breece isn't going to just phone it in. But at the same time, I think this could potentially affect him a little bit. Cleveland defense is real good, man. And that's who they're playing this week, the Browns. And they are the second lowest fantasy points allowed to running backs, seventh lowest rushing yards allowed in the league. Very, very good run defense here against the Browns. And another thing here is the Jets just traded away their two best defensive players. So it wouldn't shock me if the Browns come out here and put up some points and instantly put the Jets into a passing game script, which is bad news for Breece Hall. Another thing I don't like, Isaiah Davis. It looks like we may be getting a little bit of run here. The Jets, honestly, if they're smart, they will play Isaiah Davis a little more, see what they got in the kid. Breece is out the door at the end of the season. I don't think that's a secret. And it just makes sense to give Isaiah Davis some looks and some snaps here. Lastly, when you're looking at Breece, he has 4 good games all year, okay? And those games are against Pittsburgh Steelers, the Miami Dolphins, Dallas Cowboys, and the Cincinnati Bengals. 3 of those teams are the top 3 teams in yards allowed on defense. The other one is the Miami Dolphins, who can't stop anyone on the ground. So the only time Breece has popped is just in cake matchups, and he has the opposite of a cake matchup this week. I am sitting Breece Hall unless I got to do it, because you may have to because of buys, but not feeling good about that one.
I do want to address one thing that you just talked about, players not showcasing their talent and not tanking. Your new wide receiver, Jacoby Myers, had a career low QBR when targeted this year, and 0 touchdowns, but he led the team in snaps and targets. That's not good. He wasn't trying.
He hasn't dropped a ball all year, man. That's all we need. That's literally why they did it. I'm not joking.
No, I know.
All right. Week 10 sits are in the books here, and hopefully we help you get to the next stage of your playoff run coming up here. Now,
wrap this up like the lady at Macy's.
There you go. Wrap it up like the lady in Macy's.
Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. If you're a first timer, welcome, and keep watching more episodes. We've got so much stuff. Our Starts show comes out tomorrow. Breakfast with Bigz, 8:30 a.m. Sunday morning. That's West Coast time, with me and a cocktail for your edification and starts and sits advice. Tuesday is our waiver wire and weekly recap show. Points after Thursday on Thursday after Thursday night football. Mike and I live taking starts and sits questions. And if things go my way last week, I won't be there. Don't forget to watch Spilled Coffee after Breakfast with Bigz on Sunday mornings. We love you and we hope you win.
Hope you win, folks.
Hope you win.
We are here. FantasySportsAdvice.com, offering the best fantasy sports social media platform. Why join endless Discord communities or the trolls of Reddit? Fantasy Sports Advice is a community designed to help you win with 24/7 support. Go to FantasySportsAdvice.com and become a pro member for unlimited access. Again, go to FantasySportsAdvice.com today.